Hey, AfterBuzzers, from America's Got Talent to Raven's Home, we're going to shine a spotlight on Issac Ryan Brown.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Drop top Porsche, boy on my wrist, diamonds up and down my chain. Aha! Cardi B straight stunning, can't tell me nothing. Bossed up and I changed the game. You hear me? This is the big bones, Boogie got all the boys. My big fat.
Got all the boys. Can't say the words now.
Say to me while I do my money dance like,
Hey guys. So I am here in the studio with Issac Ryan Brown.
Gucci gang gang.
And he is super excited to be here like me. I am your host, Chae Jones. And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, but we'll get to that later because we have Mr. Issac Ryan Brown in the studio.
What up, Chae?
How are you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I mean, you always have to, when you wake up with finesse, you gotta feel
Right?
good about yourself.
When you start an interview with finesse, it's guaranteed to be the best interview ever.
It has to be.
It has to be.
And we're gonna find, you guys are gonna find out because we're gonna go through it.
We're gonna start it off.
And thank you guys for joining us in the chat and those listening to us on our podcast. So you're amazing, I have to say, because you surprised everyone when you came out the gate auditioning at 6 years old for America's Got Talent.
Yes.
Do you remember that experience going through it?
I don't remember it. I remember bits and pieces. Like, for example, I remember when I was in Las Vegas, and I remember the hotel, and I remember swimming. I remember losing my voice. I remember there was a mariachi band, and I remember singing for them like over and over and over again. And then I remember getting slapped by my baby sister at one point. But that's all. I don't remember being on stage, though. I don't remember that.
You missed all kind of the fun parts before.
I remember all of the fun parts. I don't remember, like, exactly what happened on stage. I remember, the only part I remember about it is when I got kicked off. And when I finished, that's the one part I finished because Nick Cannon told me to continue to persevere. And so I remember that part.
Well, we're so glad you persevered because even though you might not remember it, and for those who are watching and listen to us today might not remember, I do have a clip to remind everybody.
Let's go. I want to see it.
It's awesome.
What's your name? My name is Issac Ryan Brown. And as long as that's what your parents want to call you, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Okay, and
Okay, we got it all settled.
we got it all settled.
Talk
So
too
cute.
What are
much.
you going to be doing for us?
I'm gonna be singing and dancing.
All right, we'd love to see it.
I remember that part too. I remember they told me to cue him in. I was ready, so that's that.
That's your Michael Jackson?
That's
All right now, come on.
When I packed it to my door, I didn't want to go around. But those pretty faces always make us stand out. But someone picked up on the bus. One glance was all it took. But now it's much too late for me to take a second look. Oh, baby, give me one more chance.
oh.
You're adorable. It's like watching little Michael Jackson and Jackson 5.
He stuck it though. He stuck it
Pointed to
though.
the crowd. It was
He stuck it though.
like, that was awesome. How do you feel seeing your audition?
It's so it's very humbling. It's very revitalizing seeing where I came from and like where I am. And it's like I always like subconsciously knew that I was gonna be on Disney Channel or Nickelodeon. I was like when my mom and I first came out here, we set goals. We were like, okay, this is what we came out here to do. We're gonna get on Nickelodeon or Disney Channel. And so like now that I'm here, it's like wow, like it's crazy.
Now I have a two-part question for you.
Let's go.
Like, did you know, like, even when you were that young, that you wanted to be in the entertainment industry? And how does it feel, like, even though when you first auditioned, you were just going to be singing and dancing, did you know you were going to add, acting and be a triple threat onto it as well?
Definitely. That was something I always thought about, definitely. Most kids, I can't say it, I don't really know, but I stayed up and I studied. Like, I literally stood, like, I would, and everyone was like, Isaac, why are you up so late, da-da-da-da-da. And, like, I didn't realize I was doing it, but I was. Like, I watched every episode of Ant Farm ever. Like, I knew everyone's real names. I studied Disney Channel to a T. And so being on a show was always in the back of my mind, and now it's reality. So I just got to thank God for that.
Let's thank God for that. You remind me so much because I think I did the same thing as a kid. Like I studied Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, because that's where I saw myself. And everybody like, who are you talking about? I'm like, oh, this person. Like, oh, you mean that character? I was like,
no,
yeah,
I mean that person.
This is the real person I'm talking about.
Exactly. Like
I
knew,
to play.
Yeah.
Da da da.
But then, you know the one... Okay, I'm going to say this. Like, I knew them so well that when the opening credits came, like, I could literally say their names. But you remember Billy Unger from Lab Rats?
Yes.
When Lab Rats Elite Force came out, he changed his name to something more adult, I guess. I don't know how. I thought it was, like, a twin or something. But, like, I was watching the show, and I was like, that's not his name. I was like, that's not his real name. And they was like, how you going to tell him his name? I was like, I know his name. That's not his name. So, like... I knew.
I've done that before. And it makes no sense. You're just like, why would you change your name? I mean, we don't know their reasons, but
we don't know. But I'm just saying, I remember back when you were Billy.
Oh, so many people. We can go on and on. We have to move it on. So you also played Young Dre in Blackish, and most of your scenes were with Jennifer Lewis and Lawrence Fishburne. Now, did you know, like, the black royalty, I should say, that you were working with?
Not when I first started. So I had to go back and do my, like, I didn't, so when I started, I did that too. But when I first started Blackish, I wasn't really up on game about Lawrence or Anthony or Tracy or anybody. Like, I just started getting interested in The Matrix and other things like that, or What's Love Got to Do with It. So I'm just being introduced to them now. But Lawrence is always low-key. He was always, I got a job to do. I'm coming in. I'm being professional. He was very, very helpful. He was teaching me about the camera at one point, which is very nice. But Jennifer made it known that she was a star. Like, there was no question about it that she was, like, an OG. Like, you step into a room with her, and like, I don't know what show she's on, but I know she's known because everyone respects her. Yeah. And when you can carry that level of respect and everyone just knows, I feel like that's when you know you've made it. Like, she's fantastic, and she's a phenomenal actress as well. She's very, very, very kind.
Yeah, when
awesome.
you get older, you should definitely read The Mother of Black Hollywood. It was definitely a read.
Yes,
it will change your life.
I told her that I was gonna because I couldn't get the book, obviously.
Yes.
But I tried to do a preview on Google, and I told her I started the preview. She said, "No, baby, don't read it. No, not yet. Not till 18, baby." Yeah, so I was like, "All right, I'm counting down the days. We
need to wait for those 5 years to kick in because the book is very mature and it's very interesting because she doesn't hold anything back.
No.
And you would have never known that about her as a person, how she went through as an actress.
Exactly.
And your eyes are so much more open to, like, why she is the way she is, but you still respect her because of it.
Yes.
At the same time.
Exactly, yeah. I respect her now because of her work and what she's done to get here. Like, she's phenomenal.
What was the best advice you got on that set?
The best advice I got on that set? Okay. So, Miss Jennifer, whenever I go on set, because most of our scenes are together. Most of my scenes are with her. But she always gives me a long talk whenever I'm there, and I appreciate her for it. And, like, she's so awesome. I remember I was singing in the car one time, and she was like, "You do Broadway?" Oh, I was the queen of Broadway. She's just hilarious. But the best advice she gave me was, I think, season 3, and we were driving back from location, and she told me to just always be you and to stay that way. And she told me. And I said, okay, I'm going to do that. And so, yeah. I think that's the best advice I've got.
I think that's advice we all could use.
Yeah.
Just be you.
Yes.
So when you auditioned for Raven's Home.
Absolutely.
What was that experience like? I believe that it wouldn't just be, you had one audition, 2 weeks later you come back for another audition. I feel like it would be a longer process, especially for this remake.
Raven's Home was funny. Raven's Home was very funny. So I was the first booker to audition for the role because I had tested for like 3 other pilots. One I didn't get, and like the other one I didn't get. But then the other one just like didn't get picked up even for a pilot. So like that one kind of fell through. But I guess once you audition enough, your name kind of circulates through the office. And so they had the role of booker, and I was on work. I was doing a voiceover one day, a voiceover called Stinky and Dirty. And the voice director, is that what you call her? Her name is Allison, and she told me that they wanted me to audition. So I went on over, auditioned for Booker, And they didn't say anything for 6 months. They didn't tell me. They said absolutely nothing for like 6 months. And so my friend was like, yo, Isaac, you auditioned? Well, actually, his mom, she was like, she said, well, Isaac, you auditioned? What was it like? I said, I can't give you no advice on audition because they didn't even call me back. Like 3 months after I told her that, they were like, Isaac, can you come back? And I was like, what? And they took me, so I auditioned first, and then I went straight to testing. So on the test, was Raven there on the test? I don't think, yeah, she definitely was. And my friend Ramon was there and a couple other kids that I knew. But we came back the next day, and on that day, they held me and Navia back. I believe Navia already had her bag secured when the bookers were auditioning, because in the original, Navia was the protagonist and she had divisions.
I thought that was interesting because I remember that break sheet where it actually was going to be the daughter having the power. So the fact that they switched out was very interesting because in the original,
it was Raven. It was
Raven. Corey didn't have it.
Exactly. So I think that's what they were trying to go for. So basically, we all auditioned with Navia. And then they let all the other kids out, and me and Navia had 5 minutes to learn some new sides. And we went in, we read them with Raven, and then we auditioned with Levi, and then eventually Tess. And the rest is history. As of right now, the rest, it's not technically history right now. It's kind of the present, but like, give it 5 years, it'll be history. It'll be something.
So what was your reaction when you found out you booked Booker and would become essentially a Disney Channel star?
I remember I was at a park, actually. At the time, I was a basketball player. At the time, I was a basketball player in South Central LA. Okay. And I was getting ready to go to practice. So I had my shoes off. I was playing at the sand park outside. I'm not saying I was good, but I played basketball. I was playing with my sister in the sand, and my mom called me in. We were in the car, and we were like, can you tell? I was like, why can't I tell nobody? What you talking about? She was like, because you're going in 2 weeks, and you're going to start prepping, and So it was definitely something that you think about. But the weird thing was I had to keep it all inside, and I couldn't tell anybody because I couldn't yet. And it was so, like, I didn't tell my dad, I didn't tell my cousin, my sisters, and I wanted to tell everybody. I was like, Not yet. Give it a couple weeks. The
NDA mess you up.
I know, right? Right. They'll be like, you signed a contract. I was like, okay, I ain't telling nobody.
I want to keep my job.
I want to keep the job that I haven't got yet fully. Like, we ain't even started work yet, and I don't want to lose it.
I love that. So, you came from basically a more, I say, single camera atmosphere. Mm-hmm. So, what was it like switching to a more multi-camera universe?
Okay, so everyone thinks they sucked in the beginning. I think Jason kind of had that self-confidence. But he admits that he sucks back then. Sky admits that she sucks back then. Navi admits that she sucks back then. And everyone's like, no, I was the worst. I was the worst. Like, I sucked. Like, you wouldn't believe it. So the first time we went out on set, because I was so used to first camera, I was like, are we going out here to film? Like, what's going on? And they were like, no, it's rehearsal. So the difference is with multi-camera shows, you rehearse Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday we shoot. Or other shows do it differently, but that's how we do our show. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know that. And so on Monday, I was like, yo, what's going on? And I thought I was going to have a mic on. There was no mic. So I had to learn how to project. The cameras didn't follow you around on the stage. They were out there, so I had to cheat to make sure I got my own light. It's just so much more complex. I guess not complex. I guess it's just different because the way my mind was set. It's just very different from from single camera, and I just couldn't deal. And like the director spent most of his time on me, and I thank Eric Dean Seaton. Give him a shout out. He's awesome.
He is amazing. Also check out his graphic novel.
Yes, the Montemaggi, which is fantastic. It's
amazing.
I have all 3 of the original. Then I'm waiting for him to come out with another one, but I have the 4th one, which is fantastic. But yeah, he really helped me. And then Raven was giving me lessons on the side. Shout out to Raven Simone. She was helping me. She told me everything I needed to do to go home and study. But here's the thing. Second season, she went like above and beyond. Like second season, she was just fantastic to all of us. So what she did was she had us at the end of, was it at the beginning or at the end? I can't really remember. But I believe at the end of every table read, we would go downstairs and on stage we would have a table and we would sit and we would read over the intention of our lines. And so she really went all out. And then for like 4 weeks straight, she had us over her house at the weekends and she would give us like extra classes, and she was just really, really helpful in the whole process of things. But back to the original question, it was a struggle for me moving from single camera to multi-camera. Okay, I got off track.
I mean, no, I appreciate that. Answer was above and beyond, and it was amazing. So out of the 2 seasons, what has been your favorite episode?
My favorite episode? Definitely the music episode. And a little birdie told me there's going to be a little bit more of that, but I don't really know for sure. There's no real confirmation, but I've heard from the grapevines. But that episode is just fantastic. I really like all of our individual arcs, what we have to go through. Navia with her empowerment, and Sky was like, I don't really know, you're forcing me into this. Booker with his betrayal against his sister, but eventually finding his own way. Raven caught in the middle. Chelsea facing the fact that turnip juice sucks.
Turn up for what?
Turn up for what? It's just that episode is just fantastic, and stacked music on top of it. And you have one very powerhouse episode.
Yeah, I really love that episode. We will get back to that because I got a game for this later.
Ooh,
I do. So
Need
Raven's Home is also filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Yes.
Now, you've never experienced that before, but how was that for you first going through a live audience and feeding off that energy?
Ooh. Okay, so I thought I was going to be super nervous and like da-da-da-da, but when I started, it was like, it just happened, and you go through the motions, and if you mess up, they laugh. Like, that's what I feel like, and this may not be the case, but I think that's what they come to see, us interact with them, us mess up. Like, they need to see that we're not perfect. We don't perfect everything to, like, get everything perfect, 3 takes, move on to the next scene. Because in my opinion, that's boring. No one wants to come and see that. So yeah, it was really different for me, especially. But when you learn to live off their energy, there's a difference. Because our producers, they usually laugh, but it's not a real laugh. It's like, okay, we're laughing at a repetition. But when those kids laugh, and you feel that energy, and you're on stage, and you can do that, and live off that, and perform off that energy, that's something that is completely different. That's an entirely different world. And that's why when Jennifer told me I should try Broadway, I was like, I can't do it right now. Like, not where I'm at right now. But, like, I definitely want to do it one day because I don't even have anything else to say. That's all I can say.
Because the energy you get from a crowd
is completely different.
It can be really terrifying. But once you're into it, it's like another world, and like it's like I would say just a vibe. The vibe is so
here's my
different
thing:
too.
I feel like my nervousness goes away when we get introduced. Like if they don't boo me when I first come out, I'm like, okay, this will be fine. And so that kind of that's easier for me when we first walk out and we give our introductions and we do our first bow and then we get ready to perform. That's what takes away my little butterflies in my stomach. That's what helps me.
I love that. And before we get into my game, I'm going to shout out some people in the chat. We have Morgan Porter.
What up, Morgan?
Nanya and Jay. Morgan says, you were so cute and you talk so cute when you're little.
Gucci gang, thank you.
Oh, that was Nanya. And Morgan Porter just says, you're so cute. Draco Malfoy. It says he was so cute when he was little as well. So, we can all agree Isaac is very cute when he was little. He's growing up to be a very nice man, young man.
Thank you.
My pleasure. So we're going to get into my game called Name That Episode.
Woo!
So I am going to
the actual names of the episode?
Yeah, I want to test that knowledge.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to say a quote, and if the quote doesn't work, I'll try a phrase.
Okay.
And you're going to tell me the name of the episode.
Got you.
So, first one up. She's like the Beyonce of our school.
You go and get it.
Yes.
Let's go!
Hey! Son of a Chelsea.
We gotta put a bell on you, boy. The Bachelors are back?
Yes.
Woo!
Nerd or Dorkin?
Oh, I forgot this one. Wait, no, I didn't. Leave me alone.
You got the W, right?
Leave me alone?
No, just the W.
Leave Me Alone?
I'll just give it to you. Stranger Things parody.
That's what it's called?
No, it's called Weirder Things.
Oh, that's the name of the episode?
Yes.
Oh. That was it? Okay. In my opinion, they renamed some of them. That was the name of the original episode.
Oh, really?
Leave Me Alone was the name of the original episode. I consider myself very good with these. I've never heard that name before, and they changed some of them before they go live. But before they go into the air, but it was called Leave Me Alone. Because of the weave that's taking place in the episode.
And shout out to Wendy Raquel Robinson because you're a queen.
Yes, she's...
Yes, Kima the Dreamer.
Let me tell you, I went to AGC because I told her that the music episode was coming up. And my mom and Miss Wendy worked it out, and I came and I studied at AGC. It's a fantastic school. I recommend it for anybody. The dancing, the singing, the acting, and they do a play like every like season or something like that. I think it's like summer, fall, but I don't really know the whole deal. But I hosted the summer play. It was fantastic. They did Hercules, a live reenaction.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
It was awesome.
Next one. For womb rental, nada.
Oh, for womb, that
whole scene was freaking amazing. I'm sorry. You tried to charge your parents. They owe you money. I'm sorry. I got issues.
Oh, wait, that's the don't. Oh, hold on, wait, 1 second. No.
Okay.
This is the one where Levi gets the money stuck to him. What's it called? I know it has his name in the episode because he told me. He told me the name. No. What's the name of it?
Vendor Rolls.
Oh, they didn't have his name in it.
The one with his name in it. Even though I didn't choose it, I will tell you what it is.
The Baxterism of Levi Grayson and The Trouble with Levi.
Oh yeah, those two. I was thinking more of The Trouble with Levi, but we'll go with that one too because it's we're a little past Halloween, so it counts.
Dang.
This is my favorite. I really hope you get this one.
Go.
A conclusion jumping, worry for nothing, reward seeking, slide a one, and staring at me like I better shut up, mom.
Cop.
You got it.
Episode 204. I know this one. Oh, no.
I mean, I'll give you points because you got the first part, right?
Wait, no, but I know the name of this episode because Cop to It.
Yes.
Let's go.
Next one. It's cool. Mom's cool with it.
I was just watching this one. This one just came out Friday, right?
Yes.
What is it called? Sebastian's in it. Raven and Nia take a vacation. The whole stitching, sewing thing.
Roof. I'll give you another clue.
Oh yeah, the puppy. Oh, the puppy's in it.
It's an old saying. I'll help you out.
Old dog, new tricks. New dog, old tricks.
Yeah. And last one.
Let's go.
Horse jockey.
Raven's Home remix.
Yes. So we got 4 out of 5.
A 4 out of 5? Okay, that's not bad.
No, we got, wait. 1, 2, 3. Oh, like we have 7. So you got 6 out of 7.
Okay, I'll take that. But if I can, the original name for that episode was not Raven's Home remix. It was. See, this is what I'm talking about. You got it. If you want to talk about it, say it. The original name for that episode was Spitz the Musical. Okay. So when they renamed the episode Raven's Home Remix, I was like, what is it? And it's like its own little thing. It stands alone. It doesn't have the opening title sequence or anything. So that's why I got that one answer wrong, because they tricked it up on me. But whatever. I'll leave it at that.
Speaking of Raven's Home Remix, it was amazing how talented all of you guys are. And I do have a clip to play for everybody of your I Want This.
Let's get it.
So we're going to, play it for the people.
I want this. It's my turn now when I'm ready to shine. So y'all can sit down, cause this role is mine. I've been dreaming about this since before I could rhyme. And we all know my name will look good in lights. Woo! No one's got swag like me. Fame is my destiny. And I know bitch broke the scene, but the spotlight will be on me. It's my turn to shine, it's my turn to flow, it's my turn to show.
Yes, well, yeah.
Cause you want this.
Cause you want
Cause I
this.
want this.
It's my turn to fly, it's my turn to go, it's my turn to prove to everybody it's my show, cause I want this. Yeah, I really want this. Man, I want this. Yo, by the way, I'm just gonna say this right now because I love giving shout outs to people. Shout out to Big Will and all of his choreographers. Shout out to Will Simmons and all of the other dancers in there because everyone did a phenomenal job. And I feel like the music episode couldn't work without a great writer, a great choreographer. Shout out to the Big Three who wrote and produced the music, I believe. Like, the whole music episode works because everyone did their part. And it's just fantastic.
I love that entire episode. Love Legendary, obviously, because of the girl power.
Yes.
And it was amazing.
It was fantastic.
And I'm just like, I want to, like, I don't know what I need to do for my country, but what can I do? Help out girl power.
Yes.
Let's do it. And Pie. I'm sorry, that entire song.
Oh, pie and pie.
You don't want no pie. Yes.
You don't want no pie.
No key lime.
Sweet potato, cherry, lemon, apple strudel. Each one is delicious, but there's nothing for you though.
I love the outfit, the 50s. Oh my gosh.
I just
Everything
like to
was
say
amazing.
that they're very. And I told Raven about this, and I told the producers about this, how unfair it is and how biased that song is. No one else got a set. Raven had set like 20 backup dancers and like this whole little shebang.
You got four.
I had 4 backup dancers and some lights. I had 4 backup dancers. My wardrobe was on fleek too. I'm not even ungrateful. My whole setup was bomb, and I had the first song too, so I can't even complain about that. But still,
I mean, she did it though.
But she did it though.
She did it.
Let me tell you guys, she stayed up till like 12 o'clock at night. I was there till she finished, bro. Like, that's how committed she was to that. We called that, because me, Navia, and Raven filmed our 3 songs on the same day. Mm-hmm. So we called that episode, we called that day, actually, because of what we were filming, we called that day, I Want This Legendary Pie Day. That was the name.
That actually sounds delicious.
Exactly, I Want This Legendary Pie Day. That was the name, that was that day. And that day will forever be honored in the history of Raven's home. Because that was the awesome combination between me, Raven, and Navia.
I really enjoyed that. And I love the fact that they did a whole Disney Channel stars of just the girls of the Disney Channel stars to do Legendary as well.
I know. Hey, Disney, let's get a guy version.
I mean, or we can always bring back, the Disney Channel stars. I actually missed that. I missed Circle of Life when they did that.
Yes.
And Do You Want to Build a Snowman?
I was just about to bring that up. I was literally just about to bring that up. What else did they do? They did,
They did When You Wish Upon... A Dream Is What Your Heart Makes.
Yes.
The major 3 I know was like just all the cast were Circle of Life, A Dream Is What Your Heart Makes, and Do You Want to Build a Snowman was the last one they did.
Really?
Do You Want to Build a Snowman was the last one. That was like everybody.
Man. Yeah, Jordan Fisher was there, Sabrina Carpenter, everyone was there.
Good Luck Charlie, Teen Beach Movie, everybody was just there, and it was awesome.
But those were the days, like, you know what's so hard? Like, we have, like, and that's what 3rd season for me is all about. Like, this time we gotta, like, we gotta make our mark. Like, we gotta show, because because people think, and, like, I'm not even, like, saying anything, but, like, the people before us, they just slayed. Like, we had Austin and Allie, we had Kicking It, we had all these talented people, so, like, we gotta really we gotta show up and show out this season, because I always compare our show to, like, shows that were before us. Good Luck Charlie, like, we had some bomb shows, so I'm like, we gotta give it all this season. Like, this is going to be.
Especially shout out to Disney, because they brought another African-American family back to Disney Channel.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. This is why I'm starting to really love Disney, because they're really trying to bring that diversity between everybody. We have Andy Mack, an Asian American family. We've got Raven's Home, an African American family. We've got a bunch of people, and they're all living in the same household, and we're all a part of the Disney family. So we're all together.
And it is the 9th anniversary of Mickey, so thank you, Disney. Thank you, Mickey.
Yes, his 90th anniversary.
And it's so crazy to think about.
He's like, but here's the thing, though. You would think that he's been around longer.
Actually, you would.
Like, it's so crazy to think of, like, a time before Mickey Mouse. Like, I was just thinking, like, 90 years, like, that's not even 100 years. Like, 100 years ago, people didn't have Mickey Mouse or Disney World or...
Disneyland, like Disney Paris.
They had none of it. I was like, you guys are so missing out. like, I'm so sorry for everyone in When was 100 years ago?
90 years. It would have been 1958, I believe.
1958 to be 100 years ago?
No, then... Yeah, I believe Mickey became a thing in the 30s.
Mickey became a thing in the 30s. Oh, and it's 2018.
No, he became
1928 then.
No,
Has to be.
okay. The old, I should say the old. There was a Mickey before Mickey, but we called him something else, and he looked like a rabbit, and I can't. I was just at
Mickey.
Disneyland, and I can't remember his name. Oh my gosh.
Roger Rabbit?
I love Roger Rabbit, but no. It was Oh, I really wish I had the name. It's called something else, I think, but Mickey came like more close to like the 40s and the 50s.
Oh.
So yeah.
Some in the 30s?
30s to 20s. Yeah, and like Mickey came around definitely in that time.
But no,
need to write calculation.
Mickey would have had to been around 1928 though, because it's 2018 and it's 10 years away from his 100th anniversary.
See, look, I'm smart, and look what happens. See what happens, right? This is
So
our
it had to
future.
be 1928.
He helped me out. Yes, 1928. I read over. I was like, I'm good at math, right?
I know, right? I was just thinking about that the other day, and I was like, man, I'm so good at math, but like when I try to read and do math at the same time, it just doesn't work out for me. Like when I try to put the letters in, like I'm learning about variables and stuff, and like that happened last year.
Variables are fun.
But now they're putting variables, and like I'm in like algebra, like pre-algebra or whatever.
Pre-algebra, yeah.
And I'm just like, who puts letters and numbers together? Like who thought of that?
They
like,
wanted
what
to torture
is
us when we went to school. That's what they do. I mean, it's good for us, and we need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay.
like, when are you not gonna know numbers? Like, really? I mean, I guess it helps.
So, because we got a lot off track. However,
we started talking about math. Like,
it was
what?
awesome. I mean, that's how good, a good interview should go. I really believe that. So, you starred in Kings.
Yes.
With Halle Berry.
Which is on Netflix, everybody.
It is on Netflix.
Which is now on Netflix. I was scrolling through Netflix last night. Don't judge me. I was watching Stepsisters. And I was scrolling through. And I was like, yo, is this my movie? Like, what is it doing on Netflix? I was like, oh my gosh. So
That you also did with your sister Serenity.
I know. I'm so proud of her. She had more camera time than me, actually, which is really, really something that I love. And I'm just like, my whole job as a big brother is to make sure you succeed. So, like, as long as you're good, then I'm good.
I want a big brother like that. Dang.
I'm not like that all the time. I gotta work on myself now.
I mean, we appreciate that. Life is a growing experience, so, we always have
And
to grow.
shout out to my mom, actually. Shout out to my mom.
In the studio with
Because
us.
she did raise, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or her own horn, but she did raise two very awesome kids. So, shout out to mama.
Now, what was it like for you filming this retelling of true events that happened here in LA?
Yes.
And I feel like I think you were like 11, 10, 12 when
I
that
was
happened.
like, so
when you filmed it, I mean.
we filmed Kings. I remember our last 2 weeks filming Kings was when Donald Trump got elected, and he's been in office for 2 years.
Okay.
So I would have had to been 11, and that was around the time I started Raven's Home, and I turned 12 on set, so I know it. So I was like 11 at the time. But it's such a powerful topic. And I really love it because people sometimes forget about it, and people forget that happened at one point. And I was just like, man, it's so awesome that I get to be a part of something this huge. Something that people like Daniel Craig and Halle Berry, took the time to be a part of. And it's such an amazing thing to be able to retell. So Rodney King, the Rodney King trial and how it happened and everything. And I don't want to get too far into it, make this a melodramatic mood, but it's something that needed to be said. And I'm happy I was able to be the words in it.
Well, you were bad.
I was real bad.
bad. I should say, I'll rephrase that. He was amazing and he acted well in it. However, his character needed many times out.
Yes.
I will say that.
Just terrible. I remember doing it and I was like, oh, he's not that bad. But then watching it, my character's just a series of bad events. Because we filmed out of order a little bit. So we filmed some in the house, some was somewhere else, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But when I watched the movie, I was like, what do you do good? Like, come on, man, get A.
Okay, so
He went from robbing stores, holding up Burger King, throwing like mini grenades, liquor bottles. Like what?
Okay, I was explain
Stealing
why those two are my
clothes?
favorite scenes. Okay, those two are literally my favorite scenes because this man legit was outside of Burger King,
Literally
explaining to
naming
you-
everything on the menu.
explaining to you why you did not want to lose
Bro,
Burger King if you burnt us down. It was the most hilarious for like him just have that one part, dude. I salute you as an actor because you did your job.
he did, bro. I was looking over the script and it was literally like the entire page filled with the menu. And I was like, whatever actor they get to do this is bomb. Like, if you take this job and you said, yeah, I'm going to do it, salute to you. And he came on stage, not on stage, we were on location, but wherever we were, he did it, and he did it awesome with like comedic timing and everything. And he is literally legit on my radar for the rest of time. Like,
He was amazing. And then they came out with the free food. And the only thing I
Yes.
can say that I enjoyed the second scene about the whole grenades is the fact that it wasn't, you weren't destroying anything, but the actual things that were meant to destroy something else.
Right, yeah.
And in that, it made it seem so innocent and showed your age at the same time in that scene. That's what made it powerful.
there is a lot of symbolism in the movie. There is a lot of symbolism in the movie. Like, the whole relationship between Jesse and KR and Rachel. I don't know. I forget their character names.
Well, you said Jesse,
I mean-
Rachel, and William. I think what you call him KR, but yeah.
William, yeah. But the whole relationship between them and is just fantastic. Lamar, that's his real name, I believe.
Yes.
That's his real name, I believe. I haven't seen him in a while. But the whole relationship and that whole thing, it's just a lot. And like, I can't even really explain it, but when you're watching it, you can tell. And like, while Hallie and Daniel, they were really like, incredible, but they're phenomenal
Phenomenal.
Thank you. Phenomenal actors, and I really love them in the movie. But those three, they really do shine through. And I was like, wow, you guys are awesome. It's just fantastic.
And shout out to The Hate You Give, because Lamar's
Yes!
also in that. So
Yes.
check it out, because
I saw Lamar, and I was like, salute to you,
these are
brother.
movies that really need to get told. And I think even though the critics might, why are we like seeing the same things over again? I'm like, because I feel like you're not getting the message we're trying to give you.
Exactly.
You're not really understanding the message.
What did they say
that we
about The Hate You Give? What are they saying?
I don't think they have yet. I'm just saying, like,
Oh.
there's not the critics, like, just even people in general who go to see it or who are seeing the trailer or seeing the poster. They're just like, oh, this is just another movie because of X, Y, and Z, instead of actually realizing this is a movie, and the reason we keep
Yeah,
telling
but,
you is
like,
because you're not hearing us, you're not
there's-
seeing us.
And what's crazy is, like, people in California, they're not seeing what's really... Like, I was thinking about what happened in Charlottesville the other day, and I was like, we're not there, so it's not really affecting us, but, like, it's still happening. And until it's addressed, we're going to have to keep saying it until actual things are being changed. Like, you have to do the whole Martin Luther King thing all over again.
Like, how many times we got to march for you to understand?
But really, I was filming a movie called Believe, and I was in Bristol, Tennessee. And I was in a hotel room with my mom, and it was really nice. The whole shoot was really, that's also on Netflix, guys. Make sure you go check that out.
Oh, I need to check that out. I saw your little clip, and your character is amazing, by the way.
The way, shout out to Billy. He's incredible. I love him. And Ryan and everyone on that cast, they're just fantastic. They're all hilarious. They make me feel really at home. But what was I about to say? Oh yeah, we were in the hotel room, and my first scene for that whole movie, my second day, I can't really remember, but the hotel that we were staying at, there were like Confederate flags driving down the street. And so we were like, we best stay in our hotel room because like it's scary. And like right up the street though was the Super Walmart, like the real one where it's like 3 stories or something like that. And they were gonna put it in LA, but they decided to put it. I'm getting besides the point. But I was like, wow, I didn't know stuff like this still existed, and like it's not even frowned. Like no one cared. Like they just walked by. Oh, okay, it's just another Confederate. And I was like, what? Okay, well, whatever. I'm just gonna stay inside and just get in the hotel room. But yeah, it's still there, and I was like, wow, that's strange.
Well, I mean, we just gotta keep showing them. We're still here. We're not going anywhere, but we also
Right.
have to, be vigilant at the same time.
Yes.
Careful, cautious.
Because, I mean, we don't fight fire with fire. That's not what we do. We just, say what we need to say, and we continue getting our doughs. That's all we do. We just continue.
We have to continue at the end of the day. And speaking of continuing, you have a new movie coming out very soon, and I'm super excited because...
I do?
You do. Because Kim Possible
was
made a live action.
Oh, I was like,
you
what?
totally forgot. Like,
I got a new movie. Yes.
The live action version of Kim Possible, because I am a big fan of Kim Possible, and you're playing Wade.
Yes.
And I feel like most of your scenes are like behind the computer.
Let me tell you,
eating food.
I shot.
No, and please tell me if I'm wrong or right. Like, please tell me I had you with so much food.
No joke. Every scene, I got this cup beside of me, sipping out of this cup. There's a food and typing it. I can't. It's hilarious. But I filmed like an hour and a half movie in like 2 hours, and it was me, the director, the 3 cameramen, and like we just powered through for like 2 hours straight and did the whole movie. And I was like,
that was just your part?
It was just because my whole setup was behind the thing. So like you'll see me in the movie a lot, but like I'm just here the whole time. Oh, I got it for you. Like, and it's fantastic. And we're gonna have a bunch of these Iron Man like effects, and I'm gonna be zooming out. And it's gonna be really awesome. So I want you guys to go check that movie out. And it was a really cool experience. And I remember for like a week straight, I was trying to get that first note from the original theme song right. I was like, that's not it. Oh, yeah. And I was like,
Christina Milian over here.
How does she do that? And she's fantastic. And just everyone on that cast is fantastic. Shout out to them.
I can't tell you how excited I am for this, because I am a big Kim Possible fan. Though I can be a little upset because Monique's not in it, because she was my favorite and because she was voiced by Raven.
That's what Raven told me. Raven told me. I was walking and I showed her the trailer for Kim Possible. She's like, oh, but where's Monique? Man, I'm mad. I was like, Raven. She's like, oh, I'm happy for you. But where's Monique?
No, I actually can really say it. Like, Monique has so much sass, and I loved her, and I was actually hoping she was going to be, but hold up, they might, if it gets big as it should, because it is Kim Possible.
I mean, I really do.
Maybe it's Impossible, and, Monique can just, slide on in there.
Just slide on in there, just a little bit, just do a little slippery slide, but yes.
Now, you've been working on new music.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us some of your inspiration for the new music you've been working on?
Yes. So, before I talk about my inspiration, I just would like to point out, because I think it's very important, me and my family, as of right now, we've written and like fully funded and everything for our own music, for my music. We're not signed to anybody, and we don't have any ghostwriters. We're writing everything, and I really like that, because as a family, I feel like if you can do that together, you can really do anything together. And I just like to point out, shout out to my sister Micah, my sister Serenity, my mom, Chae Young, my producer, my voice coach, vocal producer, Adrian, the editor, I don't want to say his real name, Light Bright, but yeah, but anyway, besides the point, I get most of my inspiration from the music. Like, I remember one day, I was in the studio with Kay, and I was throwing ideas around, yada 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 yada. It wasn't really that big of a deal, and I was like, okay, can you just play me some beats? Let's just mess around with a couple beats. He's playing me some beats, and I was like, okay. But this one beat came on, and my mom left. She left me at the studio. I can't remember where she went, but I think she had to drop my sister off. And he played me this one really sick beat, and it's the song that I have called Going In. And I was like, yo, and it was me, it was Kay, and it was like, I think it was Adrian in the studio. And I sat there for like 30 minutes, and I was like, okay, let's go in the studio and let's go. And I went ham. And so that beat really gave me inspiration for my music. I mean, the songs that I write, or me or Micah or any of my siblings write, when we write a song, we don't go through this stuff. Like, I have this song called Without You, and like, never have I ever like gone without someone so bad that I miss them. Or like, I have this other song called it goes, it's not that serious, but we'll get to that later. But I was like, where are you getting this from, kid? And I was like, it's from the music. And so that's where I get most of my inspiration from. I kind of let it speak to me.
Well, I do have a clip to play for everybody watching and listening to
good day.
us, because you will be releasing the music video. We're going to play Put In That Work.
Oh, go. This is... Oh, let's put in that work. I forgot about this one. Do we have going in?
Unfortunately, I only have this.
Oh, man. All right. Okay. What I was thinking about, though, I remember I wrote that in IHOP. I just came from Teen Titans Go premiere. I mean, I've had most of my songs I wrote when I was not 10. And I went back and revamped them, gave them some new lyrics, kept the melody pretty much the same. But this one I had written like a year ago, 2 years, maybe something like that. And I just came from Teen Titans Go premiere, and we were in IHOP, and I was just writing. And my mom was like, Isaac, you should really write a song, Isaac. And I was like, yeah, maybe I should. And so, yeah, that's where the song came from.
I think what I like about just the title of that song, especially because if you look at your IMDb page, it's literally that you put in that work in the most amazing way. One is like more extensive than most people have been in this business in their 50s and 60s, but you just kept going. You're like, okay, I have my voice over here, got my, How to Get Away with Murder here, my NCIS.
And like season 2, it got really, really hard. Like season 2, because at one point, I was doing Raven's Home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then on that same Monday, I had Puppy Dog Pals. So that was as soon as I got off work, go straight to Puppy Dog Pals, do 2 episodes, sing a couple songs, come back to Raven's Home Tuesday. Wednesday, as soon as I got off, I went to another show called Costume Quest. And so on Fridays, sometimes I would do pickups for another show called Stinky and Dirty, but we'll get into that later. But I was doing like 3 voiceovers throughout the week. And if you have watched the show, you know that Booker is like really talkative. So it got hard at one point in the whole shabacle of things. But it all worked out. It really did work out all the way.
What I love about Booker for Raven's Home, it was interesting something your character said when you said without your powers you were nothing. Mm-hmm. But during the episode you found out that you could do sushi, you could be a DJ, a magician.
Bro,
you know how to break bread.
That's what I was trying. And like I was so happy when the writers like did that, because I was like, oh, like if he's not, and I was agreeing with Booker for a little bit. I was like, okay, what's your essence? What you got, man? And so as soon as he lost his visions, he learned how to whittle. He could do, like, he was an ultimate gymnast. Did anybody remember that?
Yes.
My cousin called me. He watched the episode. My cousin called me. He said, hey, Isaac. I imagine him doing this. He said, hey, Isaac. This is my cousin, my Mike. Shout out to him if you see it. He said, yo, Isaac, you really was doing all them backflips? He said, Isaac, you really know how to break bread? Isaac, I was like, no, I don't know how to do all that stuff. That's Booker. But I was like, wow, it was just really awesome. And I got to sing the blues in that episode. Yeah. And I learned how to play the trumpet at one point. It got crazy.
Wait, did you actually play the trumpet?
I did.
Shout out to playing the trumpet for that one song you played.
That one? No, I didn't. No. I'm sorry. I forgot there was a track playing over that. I'm sorry. I forgot, but I did have to hold it, if that counts. I remember we did that during a live audience. We filmed that portion of the show in front of a live audience, and I hit Jason with the trumpet. Is it a trumpet? What is this, a trombone?
That's a trumpet.
This is a trumpet, and I hit him with the trumpet, and the whole crowd went, he went, Jesus, guys, I'm alive. It was like, and I stood on the table, and like, I don't think that made it into the final cut, but like...
Oh, yeah, you did. I remember. You stood on the table and you just went jamming on it. And you kept ducking because you're just like...
But one time, I guess I timed it wrong and I hit him.
Oh, no, then that was not in the episode.
That was not in the final cut.
He ducked.
Okay.
That's what happened.
But I remember that happening.
But I think that's a powerful message for young boys. I'm so good at basketball. I might not be good at other things, but that's a powerful message to let other people know that just because you are good at this one skill, that doesn't mean you don't have other skills that's not hiding underneath you that just haven't come out yet.
Right.
And I think that was amazing.
Yes, very well done on the part of the writers.
Now we have season 3 of Raven's Home coming up.
Yes.
Is there anything you can tell us, you can share?
Well, we go back to work Monday. So tomorrow is the day that stuff goes down. Tomorrow is like, okay, what have you done over hiatus? Like, that's tomorrow. So I gotta persevere. I gotta push through and see what's gonna go down. But I can't really give any spoilers that I can say. Like,
I have a question though.
go.
Is Corey coming back? We saw Vic. I really want to know if Corey comes and visits.
I don't know. I know we're going to have some special guest stars this season. I just don't know. But I can tell you about who we have on our team, though.
Okay.
We have the wonderful Miss Unetta Boone and Warren Hutchinson from... do I even need to explain what he does, what he does with the show? So we have a brand new team, and everyone's just so awesome, and I'm super stoked, and I can't wait to do it. I wish I could say more, they literally didn't even let me get the script. I literally went up to the production office, I grabbed the script, they're like, whoa, that's not even the newest version. I was like, no, you don't want to read this, Isaac, you put it down. I was like, what's small? And they were like, no, don't even read the title, so... Yeah, it's pretty much under wraps.
Okay.
Can't say much.
I tried, guys. And
Sorry, everyone.
Before we go, what advice would you give to other young artists
Okay.
who want to be in the entertainment industry? What advice would you give them? Because you've been in it since you were 6.
Yeah. So, stay humble is definitely my biggest thing. That's something I've been struggling with recently. Staying humble, because when you have that freedom to do what you would like, and you can really get anything you want, and people, they scream at you, and they scream in a good way, they want your picture, and it's very easy for that to go to your head, and all that positivity that other people giving you can quickly turn to negativity against something else. I remember me and my family, we went to Disney World, and we had gone times before, but this particular time, me, my grandmother, my dad, and we all went. And because I'm on Disney Channel, we get a tour guide, and he has unlimited fast passes. So we skipped straight to the front of the line every time. He could take us behind the doors and So this one line, we skipped ahead, but the lines interjoined. And so me and my family, I didn't get to complain. There's other scenarios than me, but I'll say those later. But my family and my mom and my grandmom and my dad, they were like, oh, do we really got to wait in these lines? And And my mom, I remember my mom, and I didn't really think anything of it, but my mom looked back and she was like, are y'all crazy? Do you remember, where we came from? And we are huge amusement park people. We love waiting in long lines. There was one time we stayed in line 4 hours for a ride called the Dragster that took literally 60 seconds.
That's commitment.
There was no joke. And, some of us would get out of line, go get some pizza, come back, But, yeah, and so staying humble is definitely a big piece. I remember season 2, my sister made a friend on set. I can't remember her name right now. I think it was Isabella. And she came into my room, and her and my sister were playing around. Not even my room, our room. She was playing in the room, and I said, Serenity, can y'all take that outside? And my sister said, no, I'm playing here. I said, yeah, but this is my room. Name's on front of the door. Get out. I'm about to take me a nap. I just came in from work. I'm a little grumpy. So get out of my room. My sister, long story short, she came in. She told my mom, it's not your room, it's our room, and you just need to remember what we all went through to get you here. So humility is definitely the biggest thing.
That's a great message, and I fully support that, because, so we tend to get a big head in Hollywood sometimes.
Yes.
So, we got to just calm ourselves down.
Exactly.
Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for everybody in the chat and listening to us on iTunes. Isaac, you want to tell them where they can find you?
Yes, you all can find me at Issac Ryan Brown on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok now. Musically isn't really a thing anymore, so TikTok. And you guys can look forward to my music video, and I want to say a month. I think it's going to be out in a month or so. I'll have the exact dates on my Instagram in the future, so stay tuned, guys.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. My name is Chae Jones. You can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter and Instagram, and Dancing with the Stars Juniors, 6 p.m. on Sundays at AfterBuzz TV. Bye.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.